Good morning, good morning, good morning, Chatty Patty lovers. It is your girl with the media chat room, and we are here to do a live on some more deep diving on Pastor T or Bishop, excuse me, Bishop T.D. Jakes, and some of the allegations that continue to run with his name, as well as the allegations surrounding him and what's coming about with his relationship or with now that people are exposing his relationship with Diddy. And y'all, that just it's kind of a two-edged sword. He was seen as this beloved bishop around the world, and due to his associations privately with someone who is being taken down by the people in the public and behind the scenes, i.e., social media, he is now being attached. So, such is life. That kind of thing happens. Now, as people are entering, I would love for you all to make sure that you hit the like button and make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I was just discussing that we are going to be talking about Bishop T.D. Jakes and some more allegations that have been swirling for this past week. Now y'all know I like to do get into it, do the backgrounds. We like to break it down, break it down, break it down. That's our motto over here. So it's been taking me a while to get to this because I'm really trying to understand um how to bring the information about in a way that it can be digested and understood. Because y'all, that other video that I put out regarding Bishop T.D. Jakes, people was like, it was too much information. They couldn't swallow it. It was kind of hard to follow. So with this information, I was kind of trying to see the best way to approach it. So I think I kind of found a good balance in just bringing the information forward to try to understand who these people are and what exactly is being explained. Now, or what exactly is being alleged. So y'all do see I got my little alleged button going down. Now, before we get into it, y'all, happy New Year's Eve. We're about to go into 2024. And unfortunately, a lot of this stuff that we've been covering in 2023 is coming with us. So some people don't like it, some people love it. If you love it, make sure you keep coming back and watching for more. So hit the like button. Also, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and become an official Chatty Patty lover. And I promise you're gonna love it here. Now, with the lives, we are doing more more like back behind the scenes, like the videos that we put out that are pre-recorded. It just gives you more information about the particular stories that we are covering, and the lives are going to be more opinion based with the information that we've gathered. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it, y'all. So Bishop T.D. Jakes, we know he is currently in the media because of his association with P. Diddy. He is P. Diddy's bishop, pastor, spiritual leader, whatever. So he got caught up in the whirlwind with these allegations of being caught at the Diddy parties. So everybody want to know, why is Bishop T.D. Jakes at these Diddy parties when we know, in fact, what's happening because Cassie told us. Now we know Cassie was at the party, she was throwing the parties, and she was a part of the parties, according to her lawsuit. And so it was alleged that there was information that was coming out that had Bishop T.D. Jakes in some of these videos that Cassie was handing over to the FBI, the feds, or some kind of government official to bring about criminal charges. So that's where all of the rumors first started. So once the rumors came out, Bishop T.D. Jakes was being alleged to be what is called a uh, power bottom, right? So that's basically an actual term in the gay community that basically is someone who likes to be at the bottom, in the bottom position, but still have power, right? So he addressed these rumors on Christmas Eve during his sermon. Now, he got on there and he stated that he was not going to say nothing, which he had no reason to say anything because his team had already made a public statement stating that The rumors were unequivocally false and they were baseless. Therefore, he really had no reason to make these statements on stage during the Sunday service. And y'all excuse me because that's my back door. My kids are going in and out. Hopefully y'all don't hear them. If y'all do, sorry in advance. Okay, so um he got on stage on Christmas Eve and he basically tiptoed around the subject. So this became very triggering for some of the alleged victims, being i.e. Manasseh Jordan, also known as Prophet Manasseh Jordan, who you will see on the right hand of the screen. That is him. Now, he has been in the gospel or Christian world or the prophetic prosperity uh, Christian teaching for years. He was actually born into it, I'm assuming. His father is, let me bring him up for you guys. His father is known as Master Prophet Bernard Jordan. Let me bring that up for you guys. Now, y'all, he is known in the Christian community as a prophet, and he's known as the master prophet. Now, why is he known as the master prophet? It's basically kind of self-proclaimed. He is one of the prophets that is wrote and or published a lot of books, and within his books, he in the 80s, going into the 90s, stated basically that Hurricane Katrina was going to happen, when it would be happening, and where it would be happening. So he stated that it would be happening in New Orleans, and he cited the year. He also cited some the tsunami, uh, and this is self-proclaimed. Now, this is all supposed to be in the book. I have not read it. However, he continues to say that it was in the book and it was when it was published and where it was published, because he have a lot of books, y'all, a lot. And so these books were is where he listed all the information. Let me see if okay, so I brought it up on screen where you can exactly see where it was written, which that's the name of the book. It was in the written judgments, and he talked about Katrina, the tsunami, 9/11. He stated, and also like he has a connection with Reverend Run, who is the rapper of Run DMC, where he basically had given him some prophetic information, and basically it happened, and they started this kind of like prophecy school, and so they formed a relationship, and they kind of like run together, and so he is the father of Manasseh Jordan. So back in the day, y'all, when Manasseh was trying to get his name out and become this up and coming prophet, he was starting to work underneath a lot of bishops, and so are a lot of people who were known in the industry. And what happened was him and his father had some kind of separation, some type of altercation, so where I guess they split, and he started to seek fatherhood from other people in the industry, i.e. Benny Hine or whatever his name is, y'all. He that pastor that be on late night talking about like miracle water and stuff like that, and walking around touching people and they be falling out. That's who he is. And then like this other bishop. Now I'm gonna play a video for y'all so that y'all could know exactly who these people are. It's gonna be spoken of by Larry Reid. So let me bring this fast forward the story and get a little further with it. So y'all, anyway, him and his father had some type of contention, and therefore he started seeking leadership underneath these other people. And so he started out here, went there, then some kind of way he fell underneath Bishop T.D. Jakes. Once he got there, Bishop T.D. Jakes allegedly started grooming him. Now, I'm going to play this video. And in this video, you're going to hear him talking about being groomed. The video is 5 minutes long. You've probably already seen it or you've probably seen clips of it. However, we're going to play the whole entire thing. On his Instagram, it is titled Exposing the Church. This is part 1. I'm going to also play part 2, and then I'm going to also play what Larry Reid had to say. Now, in Prophet Manasseh Jordan's video, you're not going to hear him name a name. The reason how we got the name is from Larry Reid. Now, Larry Reid, he does production videos, things like that, in the Christian industry. And based off of what I've seen and based off of what I've gathered, basically Bernard Jordan is like his, I guess, minister father or whatever. Like they're close. They have some type of relationship. He have some type of relationship with their family, the whole Jordan family. So Larry Reid, this is my first time hearing of him. He's like he would be what I consider kind of like a controversial pastor, because he started off pastoring churches. Then after 20 years or so, he got out of it and then started doing more film and production or whatever. But he still considers himself to be a pastor, because I don't know if he have a church or he just pastor people, but he's very publicly known for like having and liking gay bishops and leaders of the church and stuff like that. So that's who he is. If it's your cup of tea and if it's your thing, you might want to check him out. But he does have a close relationship with the Jordan family, and Manasseh went to him, I'm guessing months or years ago, with this information and swore him to secrecy. So when this video of Prophet Manasseh came out, y'all, he got permission from Manasseh to say exactly who it was, because again, when I play y'all the video, he is not going to mention a name. However, Larry Reid is going to be the person to state who he was referring to. So we about to get this started, y'all. Listen, don't just hear what he say. Listen to what he's saying. He's going to give exactly the testaments of what happened to him at the hands of Bishop T.D. Jakes, and exactly how it happened. Now, the only thing you're not going to hear is when this all took place. Now, we know that it was in his younger years, but we don't know like the exact year, date, time, and all that. But here it goes. We're about to cue this stuff up and go in order.
Those that have been watching me, I've been saying that in 2024, it's going to be the year of exposure. And God is exposing certain people. People that normally was able to use their power, their influence, and their money to silence people, those days are over. And before I hear people saying that, oh, this is sowing tear in the body of Christ, the Holy Spirit is a spirit of truth. So before you say, touch not my anointing, do my prophets no harm, that's a nescient statement, because that scripture is referring to Israel. You're taking the scripture out of context. And if the Holy Spirit is a spirit of truth, then speaking truth is not sowing tears. It's bringing reformation and healing. In my 20s, I got to be around some of the biggest men and women of God. And I got to witness things because I got to see them without their armor. One of the things that really happens, and seldom talk about, is that there's something called grooming. And it happens in the Pentecostal church. It happens in many churches, but I'm referring to the Black church specifically. And what that means is that there'll be a bishop, a pastor, apostle, someone who has big conferences. Everybody knows, oh my God, they're the holy man of God. And they will pick their victims and they groom them. And it first goes through stage 1, where they ask questions. What are you into? What do you like? You need to tell daddy everything. And so they're using verbosity, and they're using this type of garrulous narrative to try to make you feel comfort, to make you build comfort with their victim. And then from there, it goes into stage 2. And stage 2 is where it begins to become sexual. And it first starts by either making facetious jokes, making little statements, innuendos, and then it goes into the questions of what turns you on? What do you like sexually? You need to tell me this because I need to know, because I need to be able to pray for you. So it's almost like a psychological power game that they're playing with you. And in your head, if you say something wrong, they project it on you. They body shame you. Oh, you're too sexual. Oh, look at your body. Oh, you're the one that's making me do this. Oh, and so you have that in the back of your head. And then you also have in their head of dumb, misinformed followers who are pushing this predatory narrative because they're so in awe with either trying to be like them, either worshiping them, or not worshiping God, or worshiping their denomination or where they come from. And so they're not even there seeing with the eyes of truth, but they're there seeing out of carnality. And so they're sitting up there and they're protecting them. And the leader, the bishop, the pastor, they know this. And so they know and they feel invisible. Oh, I can get away with this. I just have to make a statement to my church. I just have to tell them. And they're never going to question. Why is it so many people? Why is it always coming up? Why is everybody lying? So everybody's lying. Where there's a mouse, there's mice. And then it goes into the third stage. And the third stage is where they try to become intimate with you. And if you do not allow this, they drop you. They treat you like you're nothing. And they abandon that young male or that young woman. But from my experience, I can only speak from a young male point of view. They abandon that young male and they treat them like they're nothing because they didn't acquiesce to what they wanted sexually. And they look for another victim. And they know they can get away with it because their followers are not people that love the Lord. They worship the pastor. They worship the bishop. So they're not seeking for truth. And so this is the day and age that we're in. And I still believe that there are believers that do not worship personalities, so to speak. They don't care who you are. They don't care if you're bishop this, prophet this, apostle that. But they really love the Lord. And so they really are worshiping the spirit of truth, which is Jesus. And they really are about that. And so they can see past that. I want to say to victims that might not have a platform or might feel like you're going to be judged. You can't say nothing because this is what they try to tell you. You're going to be judged. You can't say nothing. You're sowing seed of tear. You know, God is the judge. Yeah, we know God is the judge, but God judges people also through legal systems. God judges people also through other people. There's a group of Christians and we're here and we believe in you and we're here to support you. And if you've been feeling in your heart that you can't say nothing, now's the time for you to speak out. There's still a remnant group of Christians that are not worshiping celebrities. They're not worshiping how big someone's conference is, who they are, or their name, or their notoriety. But they believe in truth, and they're here for you. And I'm not a victim, but I am someone that is speaking truth to help victims that have experienced this, to say, we see you. And there's a group of Christians, men and women of God, that are the true men and women of God, that are here to pray for you. Some of the biggest monsters are right in front of your face, and they manipulate their pulpit to push their nasty agenda, and their followers are duplicitous to it.
Okay, y'all. So that was Prophet Manasseh Jordan. So if you listen to what he said, he gave basically the behind the scenes of things that happen in the church world, where there's all these handlers and there's these people who fall up under the pastor, the bishop, the evangelist, whomever it is, that's the leader of these churches and that's the leader of these organizations, and they get preyed upon basically, and it starts with grooming. And so, in a nutshell, that's kind of where he fell. He was underneath this leadership, and he was groomed or trying to be groomed by this unknown person. So he kind of pulled y'all this Christian Keys, where he said some things that maybe sparked some antennas and got people listening, but he didn't drop no name. But he then he gave permission to someone else by the name of Larry Reid to say who he was talking about. Now that was part one, y'all. He go into part two, let's see, in another clip, and is he's basically giving the same information, but he's just kind of giving a little bit more context. So I'm gonna play the part two of exposing the church, because it kind of came in the day after this one was released. And again, it was released after the Christmas Eve episode, or the Christmas Eve live stream service of Bishop T.D. Jakes, because basically it was a triggering moment for him to sit up there basically and lie to the congregation. Therefore, he came out and gave some context as to, y'all are following, these people, y'all not following God, and they're sitting up there lying to y'all in y'all faces. Okay, so listen to this part 2, and then we'll get into Larry's Reid response to part 1.
I was a little surprised to see the literally hundreds of messages from adults to teens that were messaging me, telling me their story and what they experienced. A lot of people won't understand it if they never was affected by it directly or indirectly. And then you have another group that is just into pure worship. They're not seekers of the truth. The first thing I want to say is that there's been messages of people saying to me, how do I get out of this lifestyle? I feel like I'm stuck in it because I'm vulnerable. This person's in a position of power. I don't have the I don't have the finances to get a lawyer. I don't have the finances to get an attorney. They have threatened me. If I say something, they'll sue me. I'm this person, I'm that person. And so there's a lot of this demigodding that goes on with this. There's a lot of these psychological power games that takes place with this. And for a lot of people that are stuck in this type of lifestyle, it's their livelihood. This is how they pay their bills. They are providing some type of service that might be being an adjutant, might be being a driver, might be being a massage therapist, might be whatever, but usually these are individuals that are providing some type of service or work in some type of service industry, a secretary, and they're being preyed upon. And they feel like if I say something, this will ruin me. I don't have the finances, I don't have the notoriety, I don't have a platform. And then it's the other thing, who would believe me? You know, who would believe me? And then there's another part of it that is connected to the shame. The shame part. Did I do this to myself? What did I do to make someone think this? What did I do to cause this to happen to me? What did I do to lead them on? There's a whole shame part. And the first thing I want to say is that you did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong. And it's kind of hard a lot for me to say this, but not only did you do nothing wrong, but it has nothing to do with the way you look, the way how you dress. It has nothing to do with whether you're thin, tall, muscular, thick, skinny. It has nothing to do with any of that. One of the things that takes place in grooming is that there's a whole projecting out element where they project their sickness onto their victim. And they make the victim feel like it's you that's doing this to me. And one of the responses that you'll hear, you'll see, and it is a common predatory response is, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. And this statement is to incite a plurality to feel some type of sympathy for the actions or the behavior of that person as a way out. I'm not perfect. I'll ask God for forgiveness. And yeah, we believe in forgiveness, but we also know that as long as the earth remaineth, there shall always be seed time and harvest. And so there are reactions to every action. And then you have other people that are oblivious to this, that says, well, why are you just saying this now? Why are you just saying? They don't realize the shame, especially when it's a person in a position of power or authority, let alone a religious figure that's supposed to be God's messenger, you know, and then they have money and they have power and they use that to scare their victims. This is very powerful. I just want to say that we see you and let go of the guilt, let go of the shame. You did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong. I'm praying for you. I love you. I'll be talking more about this in my Patreon about predatory behavior in the pulpit, how to spot it. It's happening every day. It's happening to the secretary, the adjutant, the person that's supposed to bring the water on the stage, drivers, people that most folks would look over because they're trying to get to the man of God so they don't look at those people. It happens. It's a real thing. And I just want you to know that there's a remnant group of believers that are praying for you, that are sensitive to the spirit.
Okay, y'all. So that was part two of him exposing the church to talk more about the grooming that takes place and who exactly it usually affects, which is the people that you normally don't see because they have these relationships that are kind of undercover with these people who are quote unquote leaders of the ministry. So those were put out again around Christmas time. Now, Larry Reid, who is going to be the video that I play right now, he already has a built-in platform, and Prophet Manasseh has gone on his platform several times over the years because like I told y'all, he had a relationship with the family. And I forgot to mention that also the Jordans, they have some lawsuits that were that came about years ago too, like in the 2000s, I believe, like the early 2000s. It was people like suing them for like these harassing uh, telephone calls to get money for the church. So I just wanted to be transparent to tell y'all, like, you can take the information with a grain of salt. However, there is said evidence that's going to come about. When, we don't know. How, we don't know. We do know the type of information that they say that he has. However, we don't know when it's going to be released and how it's going to be released. Although we can assume that it's probably going to be in documentary form because in this video that Larry Reid put out, which is over an hour long, he talked about wanting to put together a documentary of like people who are victims, like Manasseh, people who were groomed, people who actually were like SA, people who may have not necessarily had consensual, but maybe have got to the point of like, they were about to have these acts, and for some reason, it didn't take place. Basically, people who are more victimized is who he's seeking so that they can do a documentary. Now, he did say the people who had, consensual relations, he did want to get those people too, not for documentary purposes, but just to slide that to Sarita, y'all. I guess so she can say she ain't know. But anyway, y'all, here go Larry Reid, and he's gonna give you more background as to what he knew, uh, and the permission that he received from Manasseh, and the type of information that they have to confirm this. And he did state in the video too, y'all, that the people who come on for this documentary, they have to have receipts like Manasseh have. So guess what? That means he must have seen them. So I don't know. Here you go.
He discussed in this video, he experienced it at the hands of Bishop T.D. Jakes, and he told me it was Bishop T.D. Jakes. This is not the only situation or the only person that has a testimony or story like this. For Manasseh, it was grooming, and the grooming was excessive, manipulative, and he did confront Bishop Jakes about it and how he was handled. I was instrumental in getting Prophet Manasseh and his father, Bishop E. Bernard Jordan, back talking. They were estranged at the time. He then began to get mentored by Prophet Hargrove. That mentorship started before him and his father was estranged. Then Hargrove died. Then Benny Hinn began to mentor Prophet Manasseh Jordan. For those of you that ask, he is not talking about Benny Hinn. He is talking about Bishop Jakes, who he went to afterwards. Because then Manasseh started having to fight a whole lot of things in the media, which you Google, you can find. And he sort of fell in the proverbial arms of Bishop T.D. Jakes. And when he did, instantly the grooming began. He wanted him to call him daddy. Now, mind you, Bishop Jakes can pick up the phone and call Bishop Jordan, but he wanted Manasseh to call him daddy. He began to question Manasseh about what was his struggles, what did he like, what was he into? Was he into men or was he into women? If he's into men, then what you like about this? If he into women, what he began to get into, he was attracted to Manasseh, plain and simple. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But it was the way he went about it. Your sexual character is more important than your sexual preference. Bishop Jordan, right now, and his family is traumatized because for some of them, this is the first time they heard it. The whole family is traumatized, but the whole family going to be there for Manasseh because he's not standing on his own.
Okay, y'all. So that was Larry Reid, and again, he is the person who more or less brought it to light as to who Manasseh was talking about because he did not give any names. And as y'all heard, now the family knows what took place all these many years ago. And again, just to be very specific and very clear, Manasseh said that it was grooming that took place between him and TD Jakes. Basically, he was preparing him to become a victim because he stated that he was not actually touched or assaulted in that way. He was just groomed. A lot of things basically preparing him to be a lover or whatever. And this is all, alleged. Now, Bishop Ebenor Jordan, which is who is the father of Manasseh, he wrote a comment on to the video stating, in this pivotal moment, I stand unwaveringly beside my son, offering him the full brethren of support he requires. It is my fervent prayer that his voice may resonate with unmistakable clarity and emanating his. I don't have my glasses on, y'all. Emanating his his intrinsic power and profound strength bestowed by his faith through Jesus Christ our Lord. So basically, this goes into what Larry Reid was saying when he was stating that the whole family is beside him and that they stand with him during these times. Now, also throughout the clips, he was stating that all this took place with Manasseh, and the reason why I'm assuming that he brought it forward is because Manasseh have proof. Because this is a comment that Larry Reid left went on his video stating that there's no proof that TD Jake was at Diddy parties for boys. There's no proof of the anonymous guys alleging SA at 16 by Jakes. But basically, there is proof of grooming, greed, and manipulation of other preachers, pastors, particularly Prophet Manasseh Jordan, basically stating that he had proof that all this took place. So it could be via emails, via text messages. I did look up and see that Manasseh is in his early 30s. So if he was saying that this took place when he was a young man, he was probably around the ages of maybe 12, 13, 14, 15, maybe all the way up to 18. I'm not sure. We don't have no exact dates because, again, there is no timestamps for this to have said to when it occurred. But however, like y'all heard in the video, he did say when he was a young man. So the reason I came on with the video, y'all, to kind of explain all that was going on, but Manasseh did drop another video. And here's where I kind of wanted to give out some more information, because in the video that he states, or in the video that I'm going to play, he states that basically there's more victims other than him that actually experience the actual acts of it and actual assault, and they're going to be pressing charges. Now, this is why, in my opinion, it is important when you put this information out to say who it was. Because with the information that I heard and that I will be playing for y'all, Bishop T.D. Jakes did lure him or was trying to lure him. However, he specifically said that actual acts did not take place. However, in these victim cases, there was some acts that took place. Now, he's going to kind of like coincide himself to say like some of the things that he experienced too, or like basically like he's almost like he's a victim in some kind of way with these people. And it sounds like he's grouping himself in the same boat with them, but it was very different things that took place. Now, when I think of grooming and when I hear it, we all know that that's going to be before the actual act. We're going to listen to it together so that y'all can hear exactly what I'm talking about and why it becomes important to name names, because it don't sound like they're talking about the same people. And people are already saying that, oh, these lawsuits is about to come. Yeah, they probably are about to come, but I don't think that this is the same people who they're talking about. Now, the information that's been put out there, I believe that it all probably did take place. Has there been any evidence? No. When people come out with this information, should they give all the information so that people who run these stores and stuff can present it? Yes, I do. However, because of the position that these people are in, some stuff just come with the territory. And if some of this stuff did not take place, they are in position to where they can take legal action that says people are slandering or defaming their name. And therefore, a lot of this stuff will stop, because that in a sense of it all, when you suing somebody civilly for damaging your name, your reputation, and stuff like that, sometimes you could be suing them for thousands and hundreds and millions of dollars, and they may not have it. We know and understand that, i.e., Tasha K, the same kind of stuff could happen where you sue this person and they start to run around and you never get the money, but the credibility of what people are saying now becomes questionable, because the information that people are putting out there, if it's false and you proved it in a court of law to be false, there's no proof, then people won't be as stronghold to listen. Now, some ignorant people will, because they be like, oh, well, this, that, and that, and whatever they have their justifications for believing what they want to believe. But on a broader standpoint, on a business standpoint, on a point like this where you're handling the spiritual lives of other people, that is important, because people are looking at you. And if these things are true or if they're not true, there should be some type of stand that you are willing to take, and it should take no longer than a few days, honestly, because y'all see what happened with Kevin Hart, baby. Within 48 hours of well, I ain't gonna say 48 hours, we're gonna say a week. Within a week of Tasha K putting that information out on him, baby, he had that lawsuit filed and sent. Okay. So when you have resources and you are heavily connected to people, you have the ability to stop a lot of this. However, whenever you are suing someone with defamation, the only way that that person can win a lawsuit is if there is proof and evidence. That's the only way that you can win a defamation lawsuit, is if they are or lose. I'm sorry. The only way you can lose a defamation um lawsuit is if they're telling lies and there's no proof. So to me, if you are not suing someone for defamation, there could be some information out there that you may not want to be out there. And so you're going to make it seem like, oh, these people are just lying. I'm just going to ignore it because, you know, through our faith and stuff like that, we know that things that we are under attack all the time, and things like this happen to people who are spiritually close and connected. Like is spiritual warfare, and it is, there is a such thing as spiritual warfare, but some of the things that happen is at the hands of ourselves, is caused by the things that we done and we've been doing. And now is a time where people are just getting exposed, because basically once the gate was open, everybody is running through it, because now is the time and people see that others are listening, and this is the moment that people have been waiting for. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and get back to the videos where I said, y'all, Manasseh was talking and he said that there's more victims. And this is the part where I say it is very important to name names, because people are going to run with the information. And I love to put this content out, y'all, but I like the content to be authentic and real. I don't want to just put out salacious stuff that people just coming on just to see a lot of lies. I want stuff to be factual. So listen to this.
So I've been talking about predatory behavior and the effects that it has on people psychologically, emotionally. And a lot of times when you're in it, you're not aware of it until you step back and you realize that. And that's been happening with a lot of other victims that have been contacting me. Just recently today, I've heard from 2 other victims that, so it's just a lot to talk about, that experienced the same thing that I experienced. They were younger. And it's very hard to talk about these things because most of the time people get overshadowed with the gift of that particular person. You know, oh, they're so gifted. They're a great singer. They're a great preacher. Oh, look what they did for the community. But gifts and callings come without repentance. And 2 of the offenders were not only a victim of grooming, as what I described in some of my previous videos, but of SA, sexual assault, from the same predator that groomed me and that violated me.
So yeah, I'm gonna pause it right there. That's what I mean when I say y'all, where he say violated, where he puts himself in the same boat to me as being SA.
As a man, they're going to be pressing charges, and as much as this is an uncomfortable conversation to have, especially with people who don't know what it feels like, so it's kind of hard to be in someone's shoes, and other people who say, well, why now? Why now? Because they don't understand the emotional, the psychological effects that it has on someone. I know 2 of the victims which shared their story and went through very similar things that I went through with the same predator, are ready to press charges, and they said that they will press charges. This is ministry. And this is what it means to bring healing to the brokenhearted. Because stuff that people held in for years, they're finally able to speak and to be heard.
Okay, y'all. So did y'all hear what he was saying, where he was saying that these people, they were SA'd, and he said that the same person who groomed him SA'd them, and the same person who violated him is the same person. Now, to me, and this, it could be just not knowing a whole lot, but he grooming a person gets you in the act so that you can then go further. He stated, and I'm gonna play the video from Larry Reid. He was never actually touched. Now that doesn't mean that his personal, well, when you say violated, I assume that your personal space has been violated. All this sound like it was verbal, it was mental manipulation. So maybe is he saying that he was violated mentally? Maybe that's what he could be saying, but to me, he don't stand in the same sense of being violated. Because again, y'all, in the video, and y'all gonna hear Larry Reid say it, and y'all heard him say it, he's not a victim the way that a lot of these people are victims, because he did not experience the same thing, and it did not progress to that level of violation or to that level of an act. Listen to this, y'all. And that's why I would love to have y'all chatting in the comments, so that I want to know what y'all think. Like, do y'all see it the same way? I'm about to get ready to play this and listen to it. Now again, we only know of one person that he stated grooms him, and we only know of one person that he's calling this predator. But when he starts to group himself in as being violated with these people who were as aid by the same person, that's where it just kind of throw me off at, to where you need to start naming names now, because people gonna be running with it, and people like me like, wait, that don't even sound like it's the same person, because you stated in this instance that you was not violated and you are not a victim in that way. Listen.
The story that Prophet Manasseh Jordan is telling you is a story that he told me a while ago and swore me to secrecy. Little did I know that he had also confided in his sister and showed her proof, there is proof, of how he was communicating with him and how it really messed with his mind. And the reality is that it actually caused Manasseh to experience some real trauma. So when he says that he's not a victim, what he's saying is he was not physically violated. However, everything else he discussed in this video, he experienced it at the hands of Bishop T.D. Jakes, and he told me it was Bishop T.D. Jakes. This is not the only situation or the only person that has a testimony or story like this. Some others, it did get physical. But for Manasseh, it was grooming. And the grooming was excessive, manipulative, and he did confront Bishop Jakes about it and how he was handled.
Okay, y'all. So do y'all see what I'm saying? So we already know that he was groomed, right? But in that last video where he's talking about the more victims coming up and the victims that's about to file a lawsuit, and I'm assuming probably criminal. We don't know when this stuff took place. I'm not sure if it's civil. We know that he says that a lawsuit is about to come down on this person who is the same person who was his predator. Now, a person who is trying to groom you, yes, they are a predator indeed. However, he drew the line when he said he was not a victim. And now in the last video where he's saying that there's more victims coming forward, they were S8, and he says that he was violated, like, with them, like, he's standing in with them as a person who was violated. So this is why, to me, y'all, it is very important to say names, because now you're confusing the people. And if I'm confused, people confused, because I don't just be listening. I don't just be hearing, I be listening. Okay. So it's very, very important, y'all, to pay attention to what people are saying, because it's like it becomes like a little mystery puzzle where this person saying this and you're trying to put it together with what they said, when they said it, how they said it, and all this and that. So y'all, if y'all gonna come forward, say the people name so that we're not confused and people not falsely putting out information, because people like me, we pick up what y'all putting down, and when y'all putting it down, we picking it up and putting it out there. And so I want the information that I'm putting out there, again, to be real, to be correct, and to be reliable, so that I don't have to go in and correct nothing later, or I don't have to take nothing down. Now again, y'all, this is all alleged, and some more stuff is going to be coming down, because now, y'all, they have another person coming forward. They say it's Tyrone, and there goes, y'all, he is the bodyguard, or the security, I should say, not the bodyguard, the security of Bishop T.D. Jakes. And he's stating that, y'all, he got some information and some proof too that he was with him in some type of way, some type of capacity. And he basically kind of got mad because he wasn't the main one no more. So y'all, it's getting real out there. But I'm gonna need people, if they're gonna be saying it, y'all. It's time to drop some information, some lawsuits, some something, so that we can report it accurately. Okay. Even if y'all put the information out there and people interpret it wrong, have the information out there so that we can see black and white and be like, they said this, but this is what that paperwork said, and it's very important. And along with Tyrone, y'all, they're saying, now this is what the streets saying, y'all. They're saying that there was a stylist who was, off, and y'all know what that means, right? In addition to Tyrone, there's a stylist that was behind the scenes of the Jake's people who had this relationship with the bishop, and he was sending some kind of messages to the iPhone, and it went to the iPad, and not only did Sarita see it, y'all, but they saying that Sarah saw it, and mysteriously, y'all, this man is not here no more. So y'all, it's getting crazy. I'm telling y'all what is out there, because like I told y'all, with my platform, I don't want y'all to have to be running here, there, and everywhere. Y'all can if y'all want to, but I want y'all to be able to get it all from one pot, so that y'all can know what's being reported and see how it's being reported, and if it all makes sense to you, at least from what I'm reporting, because I'm reporting what is out there. I don't have yet the viewers that's come and bring me tea. Now, y'all, we gonna get that as y'all subscribe and become followers. If y'all have any information y'all want to talk about, and if y'all have some tea, drop it on me. That's gonna be my little slogan. If you got tea, drop it on me, okay? So we could be reporting the information, because y'all, we're gonna get this community up, and we're gonna continue to report the information as we have it. Y'all, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do y'all think that this stuff is just getting crazy, getting out of hand? Do y'all think that is true? Do y'all think that at some point, if it's all this information that's coming out there, if it's false, that the bishop and his team, they should be reporting some lawsuits or something, even if these people cannot financially pay for the damages, they need to be able to vindicate themselves from these stories. Do y'all think that, Larry Reid, in this documentary, he's going to basically pull up some information that people are not ready to see? And do y'all think that people are going to listen to what he has to say, especially, when it comes to his personal stance on a lot of things? Because sometimes we cannot separate the information that's coming forward with what the people actually believe. Do y'all believe that if all this information is coming out, people not going to even really care, just because, like we all know, a lot of people worship the messenger and not God, not the true um not the true person, or not the true spirit. People are worshiping the people who are in the pulpit and behind the pulpit. So no matter what you say, because they are their guides, that's who they're going to believe. Because for some reason, I don't know if they think that this is going to be their way to eternity, because they're praising and worshiping the people who have the message. And why do y'all think that all this stuff is coming out on people like Bishop T.D. Jakes? Do y'all think that is really the divine order of God to really start to expose these people? Because y'all know, when we live in the last day, baby, all these people is gonna be revealed, and it's time. Like Mariah Carey said, y'all, it's time. Y'all just be doing that to be silly, y'all, just to kind of liven things up, because y'all ain't talking to me in the chat. Chatty Patties, where y'all at? Let me know. Get in those comments. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know we're gonna be going through the headlines to bring y'all more story. This is gonna be a story that we're gonna continue to follow. We might be late with the information, but we're gonna be in here with the information, because we be gathering, we be looking here, there, and everywhere, so that we could give y'all all the information that y'all need to know what is being put out there. And y'all ain't gotta go look for it. Y'all could just come to me and look for it. So y'all, that's gonna be it for now. Y'all have a happy new year. I hope that 2024 bring y'all a whole lot of goal planning. Y'all meet y'all goals. Y'all do everything that y'all set out to do. It's gonna be a year to go out and get it, and to be very intentional in the things that you desire and want for yourself. Y'all prepare for everything that's to come, because y'all, it's gonna be things that's just falling out the sky, and y'all gonna be like, what is that? just be prepared, y'all. Have your eyes open. Be connected to the source, y'all. Get connected. If y'all not connected, don't just follow, the people who are bringing the message, y'all. It's time to really get on in and try to connect to the higher powers, y'all, because this stuff is real. And when people are getting exposed and you see, that's why it's important to really know who you are following. And I know for me particularly, like, if you are a leader of a church or you're a leader of an organization and you ain't living like you say you living, baby, you can miss me with it. My ears are tuned out, because if you preaching to me about it, you got to be living it for yourself in order for me to even be paying attention, because other than that, you're a hypocrite. Now, of course, like Manasseh said in that video, it's not about perfection, but when you are preaching and you are trying to lead souls to Christ, it's about righteousness, and a lot of people who God talked about in the Bible, he didn't say they was perfect people, because no one is perfect, but they was righteous. And righteous is tied to spiritual morality. Okay. So y'all, let me know what y'all think. Let me know in the comments. Y'all make sure that y'all connect with me. Make sure that let y'all watch the videos to the end. Let me know what y'all want to see. That's gonna be all for now. So until next time, bye bye.